When someone's in the market for a compact electric crossover, usually the Model Y comes to mind first. Not surprising, it's actually been the best-selling EV in the whole entire world for 2023 and 2024, maybe 2025. So there are millions of Model Ys out there. I own a Tesla myself. I've had mine for about 3 years. When I bought it 3 years ago, it was a little bit more exclusive. EVs were pricier, and there weren't as many on the road. Not so much today. So maybe you don't want to get a Model Y because you want something different, or you're not a fan of Elon. Regardless, there's some other choices out there, like this. Hi, this is Joe from Scarff, and today we're going to talk about this 2021 Volkswagen ID.4 First Edition. Let's dive in. For 2021, Volkswagen rolled out a brand new EV product. They had some other EVs before, like they had an e-Golf, was basically a regular gas Golf converted to an EV, where the ID.4 is more designed from the ground up to be an EV. This is rear-wheel drive, so it has a 200 horsepower electric motor powering the rear wheels. It has a fully charged range of about 250 miles. You can charge it at home of a 110 outlet. That will probably add about 2 to 3 miles of range per hour. Not the most efficient for people. Maybe if you only drive like 10, 20 miles a day, 30 miles a day, that should be fine. But you can also charge it with a 220 charger. That'll get you a full charge overnight. Now obviously it's also DC fast charging capable, where you can get charged to 80% in about 20 minutes to a half hour. It's big, it's spacious, it's very nice to drive, and it's a great contrast to the Model Y. Like I said, there's millions of Model Ys out there. It's a best-selling, not best-selling EV, best-selling vehicle in the whole entire world. It's fantastic. I love the Y. But if you want to park at the parking lot and have something a little bit different on the road, and you're looking for an EV, the ID.4 is definitely one to check out. This is a beautiful example, nice color combination. The first edition bundles in lots of packages. This probably has about $5,000 to $6,000 in optional equipment that you normally have to add on to the ID.4 in packages. But the first edition comes pre-packaged with lots of great features, including upgraded 20-inch wheels, power liftgate, larger infotainment screen, pano roof, nice perforation in the seats. You have the ID.4 insignia right there. Huge pano roof. This also has the roof rail crossbars, and those are from Volkswagen. You have a power sunshade to dim things down if it gets too bright out. Very easy and simple, straightforward vehicle to use. You have an on-off switch right there. You have this button you can put in drive. You can twist it to put it in reverse. You hit P to put in park. You have a parking camera, front and rear parking sensors, heated seats. Nice, easy to read gauge cluster. This one has 35,000 miles. Volkswagen always does a fantastic job with the interiors. I like the black lacquer piano finish. Volkswagen, they have a little bit of a different take as far as styling goes. It's kind of that understated German styling. Different flavor than what we find from other manufacturers. I love the look and feel of the Volkswagen. It drives nice, it's quiet, it's comfortable. Very spacious. I'm 6'2". I got a lot of space in here. It is surprisingly large. On paper, looking at pictures like in a magazine or online, it doesn't look quite as big, but when you actually see this thing in person, you're like, wow, this is a really big vehicle. It's actually, I think, larger than the Model Y. We have that nice Volkswagen styling. Design, even though it's an EV, it kind of follows that design theme we see throughout the Volkswagen brand. Not a bad thing at all. I love the way these look on the inside and outside. They always drive nice. They're always very quiet. There's no engine up here, but we have the inverter and access to service for the electric powertrain. We have wiper fluid. The battery does require coolant, but it doesn't need as much service, or it doesn't get as hot as a coolant system in a conventional internal combustion powered vehicle. There's those nice ID roof rail crossbars. Nice spacious rear seat accommodations, lots of legroom, lots of headroom. I'm 6'2". I had that front seat adjustment for my height. I got lots of space back here. And that's another cool thing. Look at the accelerator pedal and the stop pedal. It uses kind of like the digital version for play and pause. That's kind of cool. Nice to see Volkswagen with kind of a sense of humor. This has a rear tow hitch. Obviously, this is not a heavy-duty tow rig, but when properly equipped, the ID.4 can tow, I think it was like 2,300 pounds is what they said when properly equipped. We also get a power rear liftgate with the first edition package. You have a cargo area cover, which is removable. We have the Volkswagen all-season rubber mats, cargo area protector, additional storage under here. And then we have another storage compartment under here. We have the battery charger, inflator kit, all that great stuff. This thing has space galore. It's super efficient. The thing with EVs that people don't always realize is you're not just gonna save money with electricity versus gas. Obviously in the Pacific Northwest, since we get our energy from hydroelectric, we have some of the cheapest utility rates in the whole entire country. And ironically, we have some of the most expensive gas. My family and friends in the East Coast, they're paying $3 a gallon for regular. In the Boston area, well, we're paying over $4 a gallon. What's the deal? But aside from that, with those great savings with energy, you're also going to save on maintenance, because electric motors, they don't require anywhere as much maintenance as an internal combustion engine. An internal combustion engine vehicle has thousands of moving parts. You need regular oil changes, lots of scheduled maintenance. This has dozens of moving parts. Really, the only maintenance you're going to have to think about is tires and wiper blades and the cabin filter and washer fluid. That's pretty much it. The coolant system doesn't require servicing. Every once in a while, VW will probably recommend you going for an inspection, rotate the tires and things like that. With regenerative braking, the brakes tend to last a very long time in EVs, usually well over 100,000 miles. I've bought and sold many hundreds of EVs over the years, and I have never had to replace brakes on one EV because of the regenerative braking. So what happens is when you hit the brakes, you have regenerative braking, so it reverses the polarity of the electric motor, turning it into a generator. So normally all that energy, all that heat you lose through braking, it can recapture that kinetic energy by reversing the polarity of the electric motor, turning it into a generator, slowing the vehicle down, and putting that energy back in the battery. As a happy dividend, not only does it make the EVs more efficient, but it also greatly extends your brake life because you're using the electric motor to slow the vehicle down, not the actual brakes. EVs are amazingly efficient. Even though this has a 250-mile range, the battery holds the equivalent of about 2 to 3 gallons of gas. So normally a vehicle is not going to go 250 miles on 2 or 3 gallons of gas, but because EVs are so much more efficient than internal combustion engine vehicles, they are able to go that far over such a small amount of energy. So even if you get your energy from dirty coal or other dirty forms of energy, natural gas, blah, 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 any of that stuff, it's going to use that energy to propel itself a lot more efficiently than an internal combustion engine vehicle. So yes, EVs are good for the environment regardless of how where the energy comes to charge it, and they're going to save you money in maintenance and of course on electricity versus gas. Thanks so much for joining us in this little walk around video. We are Scarff Ford. We've been in business 103 years, proudly serving the greater Seattle-Tacoma area, selling new Fords, new Isuzus, and a very wide variety of pre-owned vehicles. We sell lots of different EVs, Teslas, our own EVs, Lightnings and Mach-E's, Polestars, all sorts of EVs, all sorts of vehicles. If you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, we have content coming out all the time, and we'll see you next time.